Hi friends, welcome back to my channel SciTech. In this video, I'm going to compare the most interesting topic, which is touch sampling rate between the iQOO 7 device versus Realme GT Neo 2 after the Android 12 update. So this exact question which has been requested by plenty of my subscribers friends, a lot of users did comment me saying that the phone has got 1000 Hz touch sampling rate, is it kind of true or not? And what about the Realme GT Neo 2? So this is a phone have any kind of 600 Hz touch sampling rate, is it kind of exactly true or it's kind of scam? So what can you talk about this? So that's what this video is about friends. I'll try to talk both phones. So what's going on exactly, what is the default value we are getting and what is the companies they are actually claiming. So that's what this video is entirely about. And first quick note, the iQOO 7 has got the instant touch sampling rate about 1000 Hz. That's the instant touch sampling rate which cannot be measured so with using any kind of application, but we can actually only measure the 300 Hz touch sampling rate. So in the iQOO website, they officially they did mention friends. So you can see two different touch sampling rate, 300 Hz and 1000 instant touch sampling rate. That's not an issue. So because we got to know, because there are two different touch sampling rates. So in our testing, we'll be able to measure the 300 Hz touch sampling rate, but there is some kind of catch which I'll try to mention you. So yeah, just watch the video ending friends. You will be able to get to know all the details in the iQOO 7 device. In the Realme GT Neo 2, there is some kind of miscommunication. I'm not sure exactly what the Realme they're trying to mention in this device, because if you try to watch the official website, they did clearly mention that touch sampling rate 600 Hz. That's it. They did not mention that instant touch sampling rate, nothing at all. And they did not mention like using GT mode touch sampling rate, using under certain conditions, nothing. Because other companies they'll try to mention like this, like using game turbo mode touch sampling rate and using this instant touch sampling rate. They did not mention. So 600 touch sampling rate. And the weird thing is that if you try to look at the Flipkart also, even in the Flipkart you will be able to find 600 continuous touch sampling rate. Try to see this word clearly, which says continuous touch sampling rate. So there's a difference between instant touch sampling rate and continuous touch sampling rate. So try to observe friends. So what this marketing tricks, I'm not sure why they're trying to do like that. And if you try to scroll down to the settings and specifications, you'll be able to find exactly 300 Hz touch sampling rate in the Flipkart settings. 300 Hz touch sampling rate, and there is another which is called 600 Hz touch sampling rate. Two different touch sampling rate. Only in this segment I can actually find. I cannot find this 300 Hz anywhere in the official website or anywhere, but only in the Flipkart I will be able to find this 300 Hz touch sampling rate. So now we got to know what's going on between these two phones. Till now we did discuss. So like 600 Hz and this one has got 300 Hz touch sampling rate. Now we're going to measure exactly what's happening. So let's open this application which is useful to test all these things. And in this application, I'll try to explain you. Whatever the value you are getting, always you need to do the minus with the 120 Hz refresh rate what you're trying to use. For example, right now in the iQOO 7 device, let's check what the value we are getting. So we're getting the value about 180, kind of close to 180. Always we'll try to take the round figure as a consideration. So we're getting the value as 180, right? So 180 minus the touch sampling rate what we are, refresh rate what you're trying to use, 180 minus 120, it's kind of 60 Hz touch sampling rate. Don't worry, it's not 60 Hz, but if you use the ultra game mode for this application, then the touch sampling rate will increase very high. I'll try to show you the live demonstration what's happening here. Let's go to the settings. I'll try to show you the refresh rate what I'm trying to use. So this is a kind of really one thing you should remember. Right now I'm trying to select the 120 Hz. Before it is in smart switch. Now let's test what's happening here. Now the value got increased, as you can clearly see. Now it's increased to 240, right? Okay. Always take the round figure. So it increased to 240. Now let's do the math again. 240 minus 120 Hz refresh rate. So 120 Hz touch sampling rate you are getting. As you can see friends, exactly. It always depends upon the refresh rate what you're trying to use. So 120 Hz touch sampling rate. But if you try to use the ultra game mode, then the 300 Hz touch sampling rate will be activated. Let's go to the ultra game mode. So it should be, yes, here. I need to add this ultra game mode, this application to application. Now try to look at the score. It got increased immediately. Let me slightly zoom it in. So right now you should be able to see, as you can see friends clearly, it got increased to 420. Somewhere we are getting the highest value. I always take the highest value. So 420, I think. Yes, somewhere on that we are getting actually the. So it's very hard to focus, friends. So right now, as you can see, 420, 410, 310. So 411, somewhere around that. So overall, let's take into consideration 420. So 420 minus 120 refresh rate, 300 touch sampling rate you are getting. That's perfectly fine, no problem. But only you can actually access that kind of high touch sampling rate if you are using the ultra game mode in the iQOO sound device. That's something you should always remember. Only using the ultra game mode, you'll get that kind of higher touch sampling rate. Otherwise, you will get only 120 Hz touch sampling rate in the iQOO 7 device. So next, let's talk about the Realme GT Neo 2. What's going on with this one? First, let me go to the settings option and select the refresh rate to 120 Hz. So yes, 120 Hz is selected. That's fine. Let's open the application and show you the result. And right now we are getting by default. You don't need to add any kind of gain space, nothing at all. By default, the touch sampling rate, this is the value we are getting, 420. So same kind of value we are getting, 420 minus 120 Hz, 300 Hz touch sampling rate by default. Okay, by default we are getting, that's it. So now you might be thinking, then how can we access that 600 Hz touch sampling rate? Is there any kind of technique or not? So I'll try to turn on the GT mode. Even after turning on the GT mode, it will not increase. It will not increase touch sampling rate. You cannot increase any kind of touch sampling rate. Nothing. It remains to be same. Exactly. Even if you use the gain space and increase the touch sensitivity and everything, whatever you do, you cannot increase the touch sampling rate in the Realme smartphone. I tried everything, friends. A lot of things I did try. I'm using this phone for the past few months. So I did try all the aspects and I was unable to get more than this value. So the final output is that both phones, they are having the exact 300 Hz touch sampling rate by default out of the box. That's it. So this phone has got instant touch sampling rate, which the company did mention. We cannot measure that instant. This phone, Realme GT Neo 2, the company mentioned 600 Hz, but I cannot find anywhere 600 Hz, but we are getting only 300 Hz. If you don't use ultra game mode, you will get 120 Hz. If you use ultra game mode, you will get 300 Hz touch sampling rate. This is not a huge difference, I would say. Like, so maybe for the gamers it might matter much, but to be honest, it's not that much difference, friends, between these both phones regarding the touch sampling rate. Even like, so number of touch inputs are pretty good and very straightforward. Nothing much huge difference I'm getting in the Realme GT Neo 2 anyway. So definitely, friends, regarding the touch sampling rate, this is a quick comparison which other of comparing and clearing all your doubts what's going on between these two phones. So I thought of just replying for each and every comment, but it's kind of really waste of my time. So I thought of just making a video and uploading and clarifying all your doubts what's going on with the touch sampling rate. Overall, this is a complete review, friends. By default, 120 Hz. If you use the ultra game mode, you will get 300 Hz touch sampling rate. By default, 300 Hz touch sampling rate. Doesn't matter what mode you use, what GT mode, what touch sensitivity, gain space, whatever you do, you cannot increase touch sampling rate in the Realme phone. It's just a fact. Now everyone should understand. Meanwhile, signing off, friends. Thank you for watching. Until then, stay tuned for more updates. Bye.